Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay, good evening. Let's start our class again. Where is the screen? This one, entire screen, share. Okay. So today I try the OpenVPN again. I have to be honest now. It's not easy. Okay, I try OpenVPN for Mikrotik and it failed again. Let me show you the note. So basically we need OpenVPN, so we will be able to connect several local area network in different places, and we have tunnel between networks, and seems it's not as easy as I expected. Okay, so I try this one. This is the configuration file basically. So basically we need to create the certificate authority, CA, server certificate, client certificate, and activate the OpenVPN server on the MikroTik site. And then we have to set up the point-to-point protocol profile, so we can allocate the IP address, and then set up the username password for the point-to-point protocol, and open the port for OpenVPN to connect, and export the certificate so it can be downloaded by users. And then on the user side, we can set up the configuration file, and we have to basically set the certificate for certificate authority and the client side, but it failed. So I guess the biggest problem is the certificate. So the CA in OpenVPN in Mikrotik is not as good as the one in Ubuntu. So I have to try again, different approach. Okay. So at some point for cybersecurity, it's not as easy as you expected. So we have to play around. This is still in IP version 4. If we move to IP version 6, and we are in much bigger trouble, because some of the tool is not ready for IP version 6 actually. Okay, for example, in Mikrotik, the tool is not 100% ready for, like OpenVPN in Mikrotik is not 100% ready for to be used in Mikrotik. Maybe in the newest Mikrotik, I use Mikrotik version 6. The newest Mikrotik is version 7. Maybe it may work, but we are not sure yet. So we have to play around with this thing. I will try to play around with this thing. Another issue we have to face is IP version 6. I'm thinking to allocate today's class for IP version 6, but I need to check which part we are missing yet. So let me see. This is the class. Okay. So the actual class for cybersecurity only this part here, starting from the overview until basically this one. So most of it has been covered. Like the this one, information security management system, has been covered. Forensic is in different class. Basic data security has been covered a little bit. Intrusion detection system has been covered. Host defense has not covered. Web application firewall, these two has not covered. We have tried to cover this one. This one has been covered. Firewall easy. This one easy. Vulnerability easy. So most of this has been covered, except these two. Okay. But this too is not that difficult, so I will skim through this host defense and web application firewall and host defense. I will skim through it. Hopefully we have time sometimes next week we can try if I still fail with OpenVPN, because that's very important. OpenVPN is not only important for this class. Actually, OpenVPN is very important for the entire operation of the e-government in Indonesia. So we actually rely on this one. Otherwise, we are in big trouble because the Indonesian government is trying to use IPv6. We try to play around with it, but if it is failed, then we are in big trouble. So basically, we need to cover web application firewall and host defense, and then we need to cover a little bit on this one and the advanced routing. These three topics is not covered by many classes, network classes in undergraduate as well as in many campuses in Indonesia. So many classes in Indonesia is not covering these three topics, IPv6 and advanced routing. Advanced routing, we use BGP, OSPF, and that kind of stuff. So I will try. So now I will try to cover this one for these two first. Briefly, there will be no demonstration on this one. Basically, I briefly cover these two, and then after that, I will move towards IPv6. Okay, to give you some idea what is IPv6, because this very important, because we are run out of number today. So today we are run out of IP address in Indonesia. So the joke among us is this is no, this is not actually a joke. This is real condition. So the Indonesian government set up the national data center. It has been hacked, but that's different issue. Hacking is different issue. But the thing is, when they set up the data center, for all the institution, the government institution, government body to be able to set up their service on that particular data center, this particular data center should have many IP address, should have many numbers. It's like phone. Imagine your phone is running without any number. So if the operator run out of numbers, for example, your telephone operator run out of number, no more number in the operator. When you buy a SIM card, there is no number in the operator, so you cannot connect. And that's exactly what happened in the Indonesian National Data Center. No IP address. This is a real condition. For example, when they, what was that? When they not allow, they ask the government in Tangerang Selatan City. They said, please put your server in the data center. And they said, okay, we will give you one IP address. Only one. For that many server, they have only one IP address. So that's very crazy. So to be honest, it's impossible to run a system without numbers. But they are using IPv4 right now. Okay. Many of this guy is reluctant to learn how to set up the IPv6. So that's the biggest problem. Now, if you have any question, put it in the okay. This guy Gildas is one of the cybersecurity guru in Indonesia. He's sending me message. Okay, let me see. Okay, I will move to, I will briefly review the host defense and the web application firewall, these two. Hopefully we have time sometimes next week of the day. I don't know how many more meetings we have. To be honest, I'm not I don't know when your final exam and others, and I'm really hope you do the quiz, because the quiz will be part of the grade for your mark for Rusty. Okay, where is it now? Okay, web application firewall, this one. Okay, basically let me use myro.com. Okay, to make it easier to explain. So things is easier to explain if we use, okay, now draft. Oh, by the way, if you are a student, you can apply for free access, unlimited access to myro.com actually for 2 years at least. That's what I heard. I tried to apply, but I'm using my other campus accounts, not this account. So I should ask for two accounts actually. Yes. Okay. Now, basically, if we have, let me draw the server. Say we have a server here. Server. Within the server, we have application on top. So we have application here. Apps means like web server, database server, PHP, JavaScript. So all those things are apps. Okay. So from the internet side, normally we have a connection from the internet. So we have connection here. Sorry. Wow. So small. We have a connection or data communication between the internet and our server. So basically, within the packet sent by the client, we basically have to, sorry. We have several layers, at least like 5 layers, but I make it simpler into 2 layers. So we basically have the network layer. So all the packet related to the network activity, like physical layer, data link layer, and so on. And on top of it, we have, on top of this thing, we have the actual application. Okay, apps layer. So basically, so that at least we have like 4 layers here, and we have 1 layer here. We can see this using Wireshark. In Wireshark, we can explicitly see how many layers in the package. Okay, so within the packet, we can see there are several layers, mostly 5 layers. Some packet have like 3 layers. Some may have like 7 or 9 layers, depending how many, how the complexity of the connection. So, in the average, in the common packet, we normally have like 5 layers like this. Okay, so 5 around the like more on the hardware connection, physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer. That's in this part, and The other one is the application layer. So, and then we have firewall here to control the connection. So we have the firewall. It can control connections. For example, we can allow the firewall is look like something like this, right? Okay. Let me see if we can. Oops, sorry. So many things happening in my computer. Oops. Oh, wow. I think I'm in trouble. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Wow. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Now I'm okay. Anyway, wow. How can I move back to my original? Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay. For some reason, the whole terminal take the whole screen. So I am in big trouble. Anyway, this is the firewalls. So we can see the firewall. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So that's the firewall here. So we can set up the firewall. So the firewall is access in the computer, and we can control the connection. For example, which IP address allow to make a connection for remote login, which IP address is allowed to make a connection for sending email or retrieving email or downloading file or uploading file and so on. So we can set everything in the firewall. Okay, the problem with that is, let me see, where is my, okay, back again. The problem with that is all the firewall does is controlling these four layers. So basically, the firewall in the server or in the routers, they controlling these four layers. Most firewall only controlling these four. Only few firewalls able to control the application layer here. So in the application layer, we need to handle the connection separately. Okay, so we need to install something here. For example, how to handle the application layer, we do, this is, for example, we can do secure coding. How come it's so big now? Oh, it's as big as this one. Okay, we can do secure coding in the application layer. Basically, we can, when a developer work on certain application, they can set up a secure coding to make sure the all the incoming data or outgoing that data is secure. Okay, especially the incoming data, we need to make sure that all the incoming data is encrypted. All the there is we can only allow certain format or certain type of data and so on. So we need to do a secure coding here. There's a lot of books on secure coding. So that's one. The other one is, if the developer is not good enough, this is if the developer not good enough, we can put an application in front of the actual application. So we can put the application in front of the our application. It's called the web application firewall. So we put web application firewall basically to control all the traffic from the internet before reaching the actual application. So web application firewall will C will control, will sanitize, to clean up all everything that come from the internet. After it's clean, then it can pass the traffic to this one. See, so that's how it works. Let me see how can, yeah, okay. Or we can make it much better like this. Okay, so we need secure coding within the application. But if everything fail, if the developer is not good enough, we can put web application firewall in front of this thing. Okay, there are several web application firewall. One of the favorite for most of the network administrator is, wow, okay, where's the okay, this one. One of them is this one, Apache Mod Security, but this one is used by Apache web server. Okay, so this one is the favorite one. Okay, let me see how it works. Let me see if it tells something here. Sorry, this will be in Indonesian language. See, it's Indonesian language. Uh, but you can guess what it means basically. Mod security is open source, web application firewall, Apache, Nginx, and Microsoft IIS. Okay, so basically it can be used for many other firewalls. Okay, to install the web application firewall, basically how it works is very similar to antivirus. Okay, or IDS maybe. Maybe IDS more correct than antivirus. Okay, so basically how it works is very simple. Let me give you some. Let me draw how it works. So basically, we have a mod security engine. It's like antivirus engine. Okay, so it's basically very similar. It's very similar to Wireshark. So it's basically sniffing the network, but it's not sniffing. Basically, it forcing all traffic to forcing the web server to pass all the incoming traffic to the mod security engine, not engineer, engine. Okay, mod security engine before it pass it to the actual application here. Now, the engine need database, of course, attack database here. So we have database. Database. So it will check all the traffic to the database, and it will basically it's basically lookup table map, so it can tell us whether this is SQL injection or cross-site scripting or whatever. So it will check with this database. We can add more information to the database and make the engines smarter. Okay, so basically the ID is very is as simple as this. Okay, there are several database we can use, so it's not a single database. There are many database we can use. Okay, now how to install is very easy actually. Basically, we need to add or the prerequisite. Right now, I'm not sure. I have to because right now the current PHP is PHP 8. So this is PHP 7. So and also 5.6. So this is old nodes. I'm not sure whether this thing still works, so I have to try. That's one of the difficult part with IT. It's always changing to a point that I'm not sure whether it will work or not. So we have to try. It may work today, it may not work tomorrow. So that's the art of IT. Okay, so we need to install the all the prerequisite, and then we use XML. Okay, this is what you call it. This is a hack. This is not the actual. If it is correct, if all the tools are correct, we don't need to put a link like this. This is a static link. This is basically a hack. So to make sure the system works. So the system, the the application is compiled for 32 bits. If because most of the server we are running today is 64 bits, so we are in big trouble now. So we have to make a link. We have to cheat the system, telling that this is for 64 bits. Actually, this one is 32 bits. So sometimes we have to cheat like that. So this is cheating. Okay. So the actual thing is, but I don't know now. So we have to try. I don't want to try today because I want to make sure you get the ID first. Then if we have spare time, we can try everything. So basically we install all the dependencies, and then this is how to install the mod security. This is the mod security, and this one is the mod security CRS, is actually the database. Okay, so this is for Ubuntu 22.4. My current Ubuntu is 24.4. Okay, next year I will increase the version to 26.4. So this already like what, 4 years ago. So I'm not sure whether it will work or not. So basically we need to install this one, mod security, and the database. So that's one example. This is just want to check whether this is the Apache control application. Basically, if we run this one, we can check whether the mod security, the web application firewall is running or not. If it is run, you can see these things. Okay, that's it. That's how to install. It's very easy, and the lock is this one. So it's not about so when we run these things, it's more on these things here: the configuration, the database, and so on. So the default configuration for mod security is security rule engine detection only. So it will detect, but it will do nothing. Okay, so it will detect, and no block, no nothing. That's it. Detect. That's it. If we want to make more brutal, we can set security rule engine on, and that's dangerous because it will check all the response and so on, and then it will react. Security response body access on, we can depending on the data we are observe. If it is too big, we can make it off. We can also set the content limit. How much, how many, how big is the data we want to observe. Okay, this is like 12 megabyte data. Okay, so we need to play around with these things, but the most important one is this one, secure engine on. To play around with this, we need to make fake, or we can try to attack the application and make sure it will react based on our tag. So we have to do installation, configuration, and testing. When testing, we need to actually attack the server, make sure it will react. Uh, how it will react? Normally, the reaction is it will disconnect or it will not disconnect. Basically, it will not pass the traffic. So when there is a uh, attack coming from the internet, okay, detected by the mod security engine, the traffic will not pass into the application. Okay, so they they disable this one. Okay, and then I forgot. I think they can make a reaction to the other one, to the other side. I think the reaction is they can disconnect our connection, so they can do something like that. But I forgot. It's been like 4 years ago, so I forgot what has been done. So basically, they can do something nasty to the sender of the or the attacker. Okay. Now let me see again. Oops, wrong. Where is it? Okay, this one. This is to test the SQL injection. For testing in this one, I set up a simple PHP PHP file, and talk directly to MySQL. The password is 123456, and then we can set up the user and password. Okay, only user and password, and we can attack this one. Okay, if we inject this one, okay, this is basically SQL injection. Okay, if we inject SQL injection, oh, sorry. If the rule is set correctly, you can see if we set the security rule engine to on, we can see this one, forbidden error. Okay, but we need to set the rule correctly. Now, this part is how to set up the rule correctly. So basically, the rules is within this folder. Users share mod security CRS. So we have so many folder rules and so on. Uh, this particular rules is coming from the mod security, and then we need to activate the rules. Okay, so the mod security module have this security configuration, this file /etc/apache 2 mods enable security2.conf. We need to include which one we want to include. Okay, there are so many rules. The problem with including all the rules make the response of the web becoming very slow. So we need to include all the minimal necessary rules only, basically. Okay, of course it will not be very accurate, it will not be very yeah, okay, accurate maybe the correct words. Okay, to filter the traffic, because the traffic attack is maybe very diverse, so we need to allow as maximal rule as possible, but uh, we need to make it minimal so the response of the application is good enough. So we have that kind of drawback. We need to have as many rules as as possible. But if we have so many rules, the response will be very low. So we need to minimize the rules. Okay, so we can see this kind of rule. So this mod security CRS is coming built in from the mod security itself. Of course, we have other rules. Oops. Okay. We can see. Okay. There are a lot of things actually. Mod security, and then there is a rules coming from OWAPs. Okay. So OWAPs is Open Web Application Security Project, and they creating their own rules, and they share the rules for free as well. So we can get the OWAPs rule from the GitHub. So we can download OWAPs mod security rules, and then we can integrate the rules into the configuration file. Okay. So there are several mod security rules. The problem with this kind of approach is basically a lookup table. If the traffic carries this kind of course, we can use regular expression to make it like if then kind of what's that rules. If it contains this kind of character, then block. So we can have if then rules. Okay. If we can use AI, of course it requires more computing power. It will be much more fun to block the traffic. Okay. So, or let me see if I can see. Let me check using ChatGPT. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what I what I don't know what to expect. What is the best web? Sorry, AI based web application firewall. Okay, let me add best open source. If it is closed source, to be honest, I'm not really interested in closed source because we have to pay. So I use open source, so I don't have to pay. So what is the best open source AI based web application firewall? To be honest, I don't know. These ideas just come to my mind. Maybe we can find something interesting. Depends on your use. Real-time protection, detection of unknown tech, machine learning based traffic analysis, and so on. Okay. See, this is web application. This is the traditional one. Okay, they have an extendable with AI. Interesting. Okay. Wow. But these things requires a lot of. This is not easy. Requires a lot of GPU. Okay. This one is not easy. This one is not easy. Okay. WAF more. Web assembly, a machine learning extension. Okay, this is the thing, I guess. But I train on web attack dataset like 62010. Wow. Education use prototype. Wow. Best for educational use. Okay, this is not production, educational use, but interesting. Some people actually have. So OWAPs have machine learning. Oh, it's Python. It's Python. So there are several. Suricata is one example of intrusion detection system. Seems like Suricata has integrate WAF as well. So this may be interesting to see. So there are several. Okay. Enterprise education, security researchers, high performance system. Wow. Okay, this one is for high performance system. So only one is fastnet monitoring. Where is it? This one. Okay. Traffic capture. To be honest, capturing traffic at high speed is very difficult. Okay. So to capture traffic in high speed is not easy, especially if we are talking about like terabit per second. Like for example, in the fiber optic, the backbone, the speed is very very high. Some of the backbone can reach like 100 gigabit per second and so on. So it's very fast. Okay, so gives you some idea. So I will remove this one. So for example, we have a gigabit pipe here running, tenth or thousand of 10 or 100 gigabit pipe here. Let me see if I can make the so we have gigabit Ethernet. Oh, not Ethernet. This is fiber. Fiber optic. Say 100 gigabit per second. So the current standard is around 10 to 100 gigabit per second fiber optics. So most of the ISP is now running at this kind of speed, 100 gigabit. So they have several gigabit per second connection. Now, if we cut the fiber, for example, we cut the fiber here, we split the fiber into two fibers. Okay. For example, we cut the cable here into two. So basically we cut the cable. So we have two cables. We want to capture the traffic by cutting the cable and putting a firewall here. Okay. Imagine we have a packet at 100 gigabit per second speed. Okay. We need to process the packet as fast as possible. So we want to have 100 gigabit per second input, and then we want to have 100 gigabit per second output. That means we don't want to have any delay in between. So we have to imagine how much speeds we need to have in our firewall. Okay. And then the firewall have to have a lookup table, or you need to have AI, machine learning, and so on. We in the speed of like terabit per second. So we are looking at computer with speed of terabit per second, which is non-existent. So there is no computer as fast as that. Okay. So the data can be transferred very high speed, but processing the data is not, the speed is not as high as the data transfer. So we are in big trouble. Okay, so we cannot filter the traffic this way. So what we normally do, okay, this is what we normally do. Okay, we put a mirror here because this is light. This is fiber optic. So basically we have light, and we can put a tab. This is I use normal people term or language. Mirror, basically a tab. So we take small amount of light, because this is light. Okay, we have light in and light out. This is fiber optic, is basically light, right? We have small light in and light out. We put a tab and take small amount of the light and pass it to this machine here. So basically the speed is very high. We tap and put the machine here. This is the actual firewall. This is not firewall basically. This is like what you call uh, traffic analyzer lah. Traffic analyzer. So we have traffic analyzer here. Okay, so we take some of small amount of light and analyze using traffic analyzer, and it will be able to classify whether this is a good traffic or bad traffic. The problem with the traffic in the network, the traffic is all will be encrypted using HTTPS. So we cannot actually see the payload of the traffic. Anyway, from the so this is like a PhD type of research activity. This is PhD. So if you like to do these things, it's okay. But this is not that easy. So we tap, we grab small amount of light, use traffic analyzer, classify based not based on payload, but based on traffic behavior. Okay, so this is like very AI or machine learning based analyzer. Okay, so this is what is done now. Based on the classification, then we can identify whether this is a good traffic or bad traffic. If it is good traffic, we can leave the traffic as it is. If it is bad traffic, then we have to do some action. Whether what we normally do, if we are a little bit bad guy, we put another tab here. So basically in fiber optic, we have two direction, right? Transmitter and receiver. So we tap the, if this is, so basically we have two fiber optics. For example, this one is transmitter, TX, and the other one is receiver. Okay. RX. Okay, it's RX. This is receiver side. So the traffic goes that way on this one. And the receiver side goes, the traffic goes this way. Okay, now on the transmitter, we tap here, or we can also tap the other one. So we can have several tap, and each tap should have different analyzer, and then we have to do some classification and so on. And then after we classify, if we decide that this is a bad traffic, then what we normally do, we pass traffic to this one. Basically, we inject a light containing a certain packet to the receiver. For example, so to understand this kind of approach, we need to understand how the network works. Okay, how the network works. For example, when client and server have a connection, first they send a sync packet. So first they send a sync, and then the other side will reply with sync. Oh, we need to make it bigger. Acknowledge, and then the both sides will talk to each other and sending acknowledge. Okay, so that's the normal way. If we want to finish the discussion, and then we send a reset and reset acknowledge. Okay. If we want to send the discussion, the reset can be sent from either side. Okay. Now, if we during the transaction, if we realize that this is not a good traffic, for example, a hacker is downloading data from, I don't know. So the hacker is downloading data and classified by the traffic analyzer, and then the traffic analyzer, what they can do is they can send a reset packet to the hacker's computer or the server. So the server think that the communication is terminated, so it will drop the transfer of the data to the hacker. So that's how it works. It's very low level. It's not as high level as you might expect, and this actually is being implemented by the Indonesian government. So this is the more brutal one. The problem is, okay, see this? For every single cable, we need to have one machine like this. So we need to have many machines, and this will cost lots of money to implement this thing. I think they able to implement some for some cable, but we have so many cable to the internet. Okay, so they will not able to filter all of this. Okay, maybe I can show you how the cable looks like. You can see the submarine cable map. So there is a website called Submarine Cable Map. Okay, it's free website, and we can see the how the cable connection look like in the. This is for marine. So this is the fiber optic in the ocean. Okay, and then we can see exactly how many cable is coming to a country, outgoing to the country, and we are in Indonesia in big trouble because surrounded by we are surrounded. Why it's so slow? Okay, it's coming. So the Indonesian is surrounded by sea. Okay, we are surrounded by sea and lots of cable running around the Indonesian. And okay, so this is the map. Okay, this is the cable. See, the US, they have so many ports for cabling, and this is also so many ports for both sides, East and West US. Europe also have problem. The biggest problem may be in this part. This is dangerous because this is where the all the pirate is located. So we are in Indonesia. Oops. Okay. Okay. Let me zoom in to show you how difficult it is. So we have this area with lots of cable, especially if we see Singapore, we have cable, lots of cable coming to Singapore and to Indonesia and the other part of the world. And then here we have cable from Jakarta to, or not only Jakarta, this is coming from Singapore actually. Singapore and some actually from Jakarta to Australia. So if we have that cable, okay, this is, so we need to tap all the international cable basically. The national is fine. The international, we are in big trouble. So we have this cable. We have this is no. This one is the Natuna Island. Okay, so they have fiber optics there, and this is still Indonesian national. This one is international traffic here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let me see if we have another international traffic. So we have several international traffic from Bali. Okay, this one is Bali. So we have international traffic from Bali, and we have international traffic from this one, Jayapura. Morocco. Oh, there is no traffic. So we have international traffic from here, Jayapura to Papua New Guinea. So we have several actually, and that's creating a lot of problem because we need to block all of this thing. If we have only one fiber optic to the international traffic, it's easier to control. We have so many and very diverse, located in many area in Indonesia, so we are in big trouble. So in Manado, yeah, Manado is the international gateway here to Philippines and to Guam. This one is, I think, Guam. Guam, yeah. So this one goes to the US and so on. This is where most of our, what you call it, underground, most of our underground internet activity is coming from Guam actually through Sulawesi. So that's the underground traffic. The formal traffic is through this one. So we have the underground traffic and we have the formal one. We can, so that's the fun part of Indonesia. Okay, so that's just to give you some idea how difficult it is. Okay, based on this, then this is like still in the for the physical layer, the network layer. This one is not in the application layer. This is the lower layer basically. But the traffic analyzer can see the behavior of the packet, and they can so they are not, the traffic analyzer is not classifying the application, but they can see the behavior of the packet and they can classify based on its behavior. Where do they get the training data? You can get the training data from here actually. So this one is more advanced. UNB CyberSecurity. Yes. Okay, this is the one. Correct. University of New Brunswick, UNB. They have the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity. Within the UNB, this is the East Coast of Canada. This is in Canada, East Coast, and they share the dataset for training the traffic analyzer. So you can download the dataset here. Okay. You have dataset for IoT. IoT, you have dataset for dark web, a lot of dataset. IDS, intrusion detection system dataset, and so on. Okay. But the objective of this dataset is more towards learning the basically they are trying to get the pattern, the behavior of the traffic, and based on that we can we can decide the classification of the traffic, whether they are good traffic or bad traffic. I think many of this data set has been labeled, so it's easier for the algorithm to work, okay, using this kind of data set. So okay, we have 1 hour already. Okay, so that's give you some idea on this one. Let me see if ada any question. No question. Okay, let's go. Okay, so basically that's about the mod security modules, the web application firewall. Okay, we can try to write rules. Okay, for expert only. So to be honest, many of these things is if you go deep into the certain topics, you may find that we are in on the edge of the knowledge. So many of the knowledge is not mature or not developed enough. So we have to work on these things. Okay. So if we move towards, I in many times I actually move towards the edge. So we are, I know it's not many people working on this kind of area. So a lot of possibility to get journal paper and so on. But from journal paper to the actual product takes some more years. Okay, so it's not an instant. So that's application firewall, and this one is host defense. Host defense, the objective is different than the web application firewall. Let me give you some. Let me draw the host defense basically. Host defense is simpler than the web application firewall. Okay. Suppose we have a server. I press something. Escape. Nope. Doesn't want to escape. How come? Anyway, where is it? Wow. I cannot see those things. Where is it? It's gone. Wow. Okay. Where is this guy? I cannot see my Miro. Let me stop the presentation. Nope. Doesn't work. What did I press? I don't know. Okay. 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 Oops. Let me see. New Windows. Okay. Let's try new Windows then. Forget about the other one. Okay. So I will talk about the host defense. What is this about? Okay. Now, for example, we have a server here. Server. Within the server, we have lots of application. Lots of application including web server, including database server, including what file server, lots of application, and then we have configuration here, file. Okay. We have configuration file, config, and then we have storage. Storage and so on. Oh, share screen. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to share screen. Sorry. Okay. So, for example, we have a server here, and then we have application on top running on the server, and then we have configuration file, we have storage, we have anything. Okay. Of course, we have connection from the internet here. Now, the problem is, if everything is okay, then we are okay. If a hacker able to inject something to our application or our server, they can inject malware, they can inject virus, they can even log in remotely, take over our server, then the hacker will be inside the server. Okay. Now, the objective of the uh, server, let me see. Okay, I need to open the okay, this one. See, I'm in big trouble here. Oops. Better use. Wow. Okay. Let me see if I, because I cannot log in on this one. I can log in using the other account. Let me, can I use the other account then? Let me see if I can. New Windows. Let me see if I can log into my Presiden University browser again, because the other one is not working correctly. Ah, nope. Okay. Well, post diff. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Well, I think I have to use. I hope this one works. Nope. Let me see. Okay. Or uh, let me see if I can use this server. So I use different server because I'm having problem login to. Okay, let me see if I can log into this one. If I can log in, it's okay. Oops, sorry. So we have problem with synchronizing between, what's that? Between the actual server and the Cloudflare server. That's why I cannot log in. So I'm having problem because the I don't know, maybe the time or something is unsynchronized, so I cannot log in to this one. Okay, so I need to use my old server. This one, the old server. Sometimes it's happens in the cloud environment because it's two different server, and the Cloudflare server is outside Indonesia. The open core server is in Tangerang Selatan, so it's so different server. Let me see if I can use. So the material here is not as updated as the open course. So this one is not updated. Let me see the attack password. Host. Okay. So these things here is basically trying to protect. So remember my drawings on the server. On the server, we have application, we have storage, we have configuration, and so on. So basically, the idea of host defense is we need to be able to defend the host. Although the Trojan, the virus, is already in the machine. Okay, so we need to make sure, although the attacker is in the machine, the Trojan is there. The hacker may be able to enter the machine. We need to make sure that we can still defend the machine. So how to defend the machine? Basically, we have two type of approach. The first approach is basically we need to have a backup. Okay, so this one is DD is for backing up the whole partition. So we have to be able to back up the partition, the whole disk. So we have to be able to have the backup of the whole disk using DD, and we need to do this thing during weekend where there is no traffic. We can back up the whole partition of the disk, but that's creating a problem if the disk is big. So this one is not that easy, DD. Uh, the other one is tripwire. Okay, tripwire basically. Let me see if I can. Okay, tripwire. Install tripwire is not that difficult. apt install tripwire, and we need to set up the password. Okay, and then we can set up the policy. The ID is for tripwire is basically we back up all the configuration file at least. So we can back up all the configuration file and encrypt the backup of this configuration file. So backup and encrypt the configuration file. Okay, so that's tripwire. Okay, we can. So this is basically the how to do these things. Okay, okay. So we can set up the policy, which file we want to backup, and then we can create the configuration, and then we can back up the whole thing here. The problem is we need to make sure we don't lose this side key, otherwise we are in big trouble. So we need to back up, and then we install the backup in the database. We need to check from time to time about the configuration file. Okay, we need to check tripwire check. We need to do it like every day or every couple hours, and then we can do the check here. If there is something happening, we need to set the tripwire to send notify us, something like that. I forgot. I think we can send it by email or something. You need to see the configuration file. Okay, so we can do, so this tripwire is for the configuration file, DD is for the whole disk. Okay, now the rest, especially this three, okay, this four basically is hunting. Linux basically checking the whole system. This is for checking the whole system. Okay, whether it's okay or not, we can use Linux to check the whole system. Let me see. I think I have to give a brief overview first. So this two, this one the whole disk, this one configuration file. The other thing is here is basically looking for attacker. So they are looking for things that is modified by hackers. Okay. Normally we call it rootkit. Kit is kit, that something that we can build on for things, kit. But this is kit for rooting the system. Root means the administrator. So kit for to enable the attacker to become an administrator of the server. So we are looking for rootkit. Okay. Uh, this one is check rootkit. This one is rootkit hunter. Okay. So the keyword is rootkit. And Linux is not only check for rootkit, it check many things. Okay. Let me see. This is how to install Linux. Basically, install is in server. The install is basically this one is not as user friendly as others because we need to download from the internet. The version I'm using here is 2004. That means like what, 4-5 years ago. Okay. If it is installed correctly, we can see install OK, and we can install the HTTPS as well, and then Linux. Okay. Then the command is audit, configure, generate the configuration file, show, update, and upload, and then we can check, and we can audit the system, and then we can also audit remote system. We can audit Docker file and so on. So we can audit many things, and it will show the result, something like this. Okay. We can see that warning, suggestion, found something. This one is not active. Insecure service not active. Okay. And then especially in warning, we can see it will map to certain control document, so we can see why this is very important. We can check here in this document here. Okay. Normally they gives the ID. Okay. And then we can check the ID to the website, and then we can check. So Linux is more, what's that? It's not only for hunting rootkit, but also to audit the whole system. Okay, so that's Linux. And then rootkit hunter, and the other is basically for rootkit, finding the rootkit in our system. So we can install rootkit. This is installing rootkit, and then this is to this one. Where is it? Oh, okay. This one, the configuration file. We can set the configuration of Rootkit Hunter to send email, warning, and so on if there is any problem in our system. And we can set we can have whitelist, blacklist, which file is okay. We can skip this particular file. We can set also which hidden file is okay. Okay. And so on, and then this is how to check the configuration file, and this is how to check periodically. This one, rootkit hunter, will check every I forgot. This one is hours. This one is minutes. So this one is strange. Okay, so basically it's once a day they can check the no. I think this one. See, I forgot. Yeah, sorry, wrong. Cron. Let me see. Okay, this is the minutes. This one is the hours. Okay, so that means here 15 minutes after 4 a.m. in the morning. So 4:15, every 4:15 in the morning, it will check for any rootkit hunter, any rootkit in our system. So this is how to set up the cron tab. The cron tab is can be edited like this basically. So we can edit the cron tab like this, and then we can add here 15:04 every day of month, every month, and every day of week, and we can set what's the command. For example, bin shutdown halt now. So it will shut down at 4:15 every morning. So we can do something like that. Okay. So that's how I will not save these things because it's dangerous. I will shut down the machine. Okay. So that's Rootkit Hunter. Let me see. What else do I have? Okay, the other one is Check Rootkit. The ID is very similar to Rootkit Hunter, basically. We need to compile on this one. We download the source code, and this is when we extract the source code, and then wow, we are not compiling these things. Oh yeah, we compile. This is how we compile it, and then we can run it by this one. See, this is more, what's that, more manual than the other one. This one is for checking all the folder, disk, and everything. Okay, but this one is more brutal. So we need to check on, for example, ChatGPT, what is the best rootkit hunter open source. Or PUS cyber, nah, okay, for Ubuntu. That's it. Rootkit Hunter, one of them. It will scan for backdoors and possible local exploit, hopefully good ones. This one, check rootkit. Okay, Linux, so all of them already covered. So these three is okay. Okay, you can set up a cron job to automatically scan the script to run all these three in different time. But the problem is if we set a cron job, normally it run for like once a day. So that means we have 24 hours whole for hacker to attack our system. So yes, it may help. It's a good habit if we set security. I have not set anything in my class. We need to set the security operation center, basically. What is the best security open source for Ubuntu? Okay. Uh, we at the city of Tangerang Selatan, we use the Wazoo. We use what else? We use several actually. Hive is okay. Hive is okay. We use Wazoo a lot. This one it's much more. Maybe if we have time, we can install Wazoo. Hopefully next week. This one is not that difficult. Very quick. The problem is we need to do a lot of things when we install Wazoo. Okay, that's quite modern, scalable, clean interface, fully open source. So it's one of the best Wazoo. Okay, so it's good to know. ChatGPT also recommend this one. I am not using this one. Okay. Okay. Some of these things actually integrated into Wazoo. So like Surikata also integrated into Wazoo and so on. For most user on Ubuntu, we can use this thing. To be honest, I'm right now using this one most of the time. This one is good for monitoring the system. Okay. Okay. So I will try. I will add this one hopefully sometimes. Okay, so I have what? I have half an hour. Let me see if I can explain about IP version 6. Okay, let me see if I can log into this one. Okay, we have problem again with the synchronization of these two servers. Okay, let me use this one. This is my old server. This has been running for like what 10 years, so that's quite old. I'm not really updating the content of this particular server, but it has like 60,000 students in this machine. Okay, so I need to format the machine, but we have 60,000 here, so we are in big trouble if I format these things. So I like to show you about IP version 6. Okay, the class is this one. Maybe I need to put some stuff on my processing in different classes as well. Okay, so maybe it's the easiest one is using my wiki. IP version 6. Okay. If you want to read the books, there is at least there are what 2 or 3 or 4 books on this topic. Okay, we will have offline workshop on how to migrate IP version 4 to IP version 6 in Tangerang Selatan. Let me give you the. Maybe I will post the poster, the flyer to email. This is the flyer. Where is it? This one. Okay. So this workshop will be done in this coming Friday, 16 May. from 2 o'clock to 3:30. This is hands-on workshop, more not hands-on. It's more demonstration how to do the migration from IP version 6 to version 4. It's part of uh, the effort of the Tangerang Selatan city government to migrate their system from IP version 4 to IP version 6. And this has been funded by Asia Pacific Network Information Center in Australia. So it's funded by APNIC. So they basically give the fund to ISIF Foundation, and ISIF fund us to do this thing. To be honest, in Asia Pacific, there are not many that we know of. There are not many city government that actually do these things. It's maybe okay in other countries, but in Indonesia, this becoming very what emergency because the government wants to migrate. The government wants to operate the e-government, and we run out of numbers, IP address. So we desperately need to run this system. Noras is still fourth semester, second year undergraduate. So she's the one who run the actual activity. Okay. So it's run by second year student, undergraduate. So it's fun. Okay, now, but she actually has what's that? Cisco CCNA certificate. Although she's on the second year, but she has a Cisco CCNA. She finished her vocational school, and then she works and received the certificate and so on. So basically, she has been working before becoming a student. So finish the vocational school, works, and get some certificate, get some experience, and so on. And then she's taking her undergraduate degree. So that's why she's able to submit to do that kind of research work. Okay, now back to this one. Let me see. Okay, so these things you can see in Andy. You can see IP version 6. Let me see how many books IP version 6 in Andy. I think there are several books on IP version 6. At least from our side, there are at least 3 books IP version 6. There is one books published in English on IP version 6 as well, on migration, because it's funded by the Australian. Sorry, Asia Pacific. Wow, so slow. Okay. How come? I'm not asking for these books. Maybe I should use Ono as keyword rather than that one. So if you see Ono books, at least there are, I think, 3 books at least on IP version 6. Okay. Now, back to this one. This part is covering what is IP version 6 and type of IP version 6. This one is checking whether our system is ready for IP version 6. This is how to configure the interface. This is how to route the network. And this one is to do the tunneling. IP version 6 on top of IP version 4. This one is IP version 4 on top of IP version 6, and this one IP version 6 on top of the IP version 6. This is 6 over 4, 4 over 6, this is 6 over 6. Okay, so we have several different tunnel. This is not a secure tunnel. This is only tunnel. There is no encryption on this one. Okay, so there is no encryption. Encryption will make things more difficult, to be honest, and the configuration is much more difficult. Okay, This is how to debug. Now, the interesting thing with IP version 6, we can do to be honest, the connection and the configuration is much easier because we can do it more automatic in this one. Okay, now this one is how to build a router on Ubuntu. We can also build the router using OpenWRT, which is open source. These two are open source. And this one is how to secure the IP version 6. There are several approaches to secure the IP version 6. We can do the traditional one, maybe like firewall, but we have more advanced security. For example, IP security, IPsec, IP secure. Okay, that's one. That one is more complex, more secure. This one is more what could I say? IPsec is than much more easier than OpenVPN. Not easier. Well, maybe easy, maybe not. This IPsec is more what? More not easier, more built in, something like that, to the system. Uh, so this one is much more native. Okay, the good word is native to hyperversion 6 than OpenVPN or VPN. Okay, so hopefully this one works. I don't know whether I can use this one IPsec for IP version 6 in Mikrotik, but I try in Ubuntu, it works fine. Okay, so Ubuntu is okay, but whenever I go to Mikrotik, Cisco, all the routers, and I'm in big trouble. So in security in those machine, we are in big trouble. But if it is in Ubuntu, it's okay. IPv6 mobility means for cellular network. Uh, for example, if you check your IP address in your cellular network, for example, Telkomsel or other operator, most of the time they are not using IPv6 except Excel. The Indonesian Excel, they use IPv6, but the others, they are not using IPv6. They use IP version 4, and they use private IP version 4, which is normally 10 something. Okay, so that's not good. So they need to exercise IP version 6 mobility. Okay, so that's the homework for the mobile operator. Okay, I have been trying to talk to the Telkomsel guy, and I said I need IP version 6. I use your network. Can you provide me with IP version 6? They said, we are already running IP version 6. No, you are not running IP version 6. You are running IP version 4. They insist. Maybe they think I'm dumb. So they insist, well, we are running IP version 6. No, no, no. You are, okay. I don't want to fight with those guys. So, okay. So that's the problem. Okay. So if you want to use IP version 6, better to move to Excel. The problem with the with Excel, the problem is their coverage is not as good as Telkomsel, so we are in big trouble. Okay, the other thing that's the network layer, and the rest here is more the application layer. We have the SQL server, web server in IP version, domain system, email, and so on in IP version 6. And this, maybe, can I see this? Nope, it's not connected. Wow, so slow. Wow. Nope. Okay. So, okay. We have 20 minutes. Hopefully it works. Okay. I did try something today. Wow. This is discussion among the cybersecurity activists in Indonesia. So I did try something like this. Okay, I did try something like this. Basically, I tried to have a open VPN connection to MikroTik to be able to connect to the server on the back of the MikroTik, but fail. Okay, this is fail. This is, oops, sorry. This is the error message here. Okay. The problem is this one. I think something like this. Okay. Uh, this one. We have the certificate for security certificate of the web server authentication, basically. So we have this one, and then it will reset the whole connection because of this one. So I'm guessing right now, I don't know for sure what happened. I'm guessing the this one, my CA, is not deep enough uh, to cover the TLS web server authentication. So this is not enough. That's why it's disconnect. Okay. So I need to have something more deeper than this one. Or I can use Ubuntu certificate and so on, and upload the all the thing to MikroTik and use that particular certificate to run on MikroTik. So the certificate generation done using Ubuntu server, and MikroTik just take all the certificate and everything and then run the system, because we know Ubuntu is running. Also this one, the system is unable to get the IP address that I want. Okay, let me show you this. Oh, I'm disconnected to the okay, I'm disconnected now. Okay, anyway, so we have problem, but I will show you the simplest one, because this I have like 15 minutes now. What I'll do, okay, I will, no, okay, system reset. I will reset the whole system. I will remake the whole system. I will do it manually. Let me see if I can shut down. I don't think I need to shut down this thing. Okay, because everything is not static setting. I can just disconnect and see if it works. Okay, I have this one. I have the server. Do I need to shut down the server? No, because it takes sometimes to be able to. Okay, I just disconnect this one. Okay, for our research purposes, I will do something like this. Okay, I reset all the configuration of this MikroTik, so there is no configuration in the MikroTik. I will connect this MikroTik to this one. Okay. This is a switch connected to the local network in my house. Okay, the MikroTik connected to the Ethernet 0 or Ethernet 1 within the MikroTik, connected to switch 1, and then this one I will connect to this one, and Kali Linux I will set behind MikroTik. So this is behind MikroTik. Okay, MikroTik is not set yet. Oops. Okay, I'm in big trouble now. I think I have to do it from the this side first. So I can connect MikroTik from this side. So I can connect MikroTik from the white one from the internet side. So in MikroTik we have internet and LAN. So I can connect to Ethernet, internet side. Okay, and I will configure from that side. Why I need to configure from this side? Because then Kali Linux will be able to browse to the internet and take some of the cheat. So in this scenario, I will set the MikroTik into IP version 6 and 4 simultaneously. So I will set up both IP address work simultaneously on MikroTik, and then I will set the server here in both IP version 6 and IP version 4. I think the IP version, let me log into MikroTik first. So this one is in MikroTik. IP address print. So this is the IP address of MikroTik. This is IP version 4. 192.168.0.187. Let me see. Slash IP version 6 address print. So this is the IP address of the MikroTik IP version 6. Okay. I need to tell you that FE80 is not public IP address in MikroTik. FE80 is like data link IP address. So this different concept than IP version 4. In IP version 4, data link is using MAC address of the interface. So let me show you a little bit the difference. If we see something like this, if config, okay, in IP version 4, we use this MAC address as our data link identification. We have different, this one MAC address, this one is MAC address. So to identify the network, sorry, yeah, physical data link. So the second layer is data link. We use this MAC address as identification. But in IP version 6, we use the oops, that's the server. Okay, let me see the server as well. Config. Okay, we have two IP address, FDDC something and FE80. Okay, now I need to FDDC, actually the convention, I think I put it, I'm not putting here. Let me see. Oh, this one. Okay. There are several, so because we have so many IP address in IP version 6, we can set up the network for different things here. Let me see. In the prefix side, the first like what 64-bit of the IP address, we can identify the like this one. FE8 is for local link address. Okay. If it is FEC is local address. We have unicast, FD something. It's global address. Unicast is basically for broadcasting. For example, we want to run a television station in IP version 6. We can reserve FD something for our television. and it will becoming like a frequency in television. So the ID is frequency in radio network, and we have IP address in internet. So we have channel, IP address becoming the channel of certain television, something like that. So this is the idea of IPv6 unicast. But this is like for local network. Okay. At the moment we are using FD something. FDDC is for the unicast, but there is another one, FDD something we use for private network. This one, we have also global address. In IP version 4 is called public IP address. At the moment, we are using this one, 2 something. Okay, it starts with 2 is basically public IP address. For example, we can check dic AAA 4A is for checking IP version 4. If not, it will give you the IP version 6. For example, cominfo.go.id. Okay, so this one is IP version 4. We can do the same thing with AAA. It will give you the IP version 4. How come it's so slow? Time out, man. Okay, okay, it works. So this is it starts with 2. That means it's a public IP address. Okay, let me see. Uh, let me see my campus itts.ac.id. See, we have IP version 6 in our campus. It starts with 2. So that's public IP address. Okay. Let me see if I can see UI ac.id. Seriously? No? I think they have some. This is, let me see, www. No? Okay. Okay. No IP address. UGM. Let me see if they have. I think they have. UGM. So we can check. No? Okay. That's strange. I think I'm in trouble. They normally have, but for some reason it's gone. This is the owner of IP address in Indonesia, ABGI. See, they have the IP address here. So ABGI is the Association for Indonesian Internet Service Provider. So they have the IP address, of course, because they are the association. How come they use this kind of number? I think I know why. This is the IP version 4 IP address. Let me see. See this? 203.119.13.21. This is the IP version 4. See? Very smart. So this is interesting way. To be honest, actually we don't have to do these things. We don't have to use this exact same number for IP version 4 and for IP version 6. Okay. Now, we need to set up the network first. Okay, let me see if I can do it in a couple of minutes. Okay. The convention is where is this? I'm looking for. Okay, well, okay. Back to this one. Okay. Okay, private experimental. In general, for private experimental IP address, we normally use FC something or FD something. We can use random generated 40 bits global ID, for example, like this. Okay, this is for private. For example, we can allocate, for example, a network like FDDD00/52, which within the network we have a subnet from this one to 0000 to 0FFF 6/64. Okay, we have lots of computer in this one. Okay, so suppose we use this one, we can say something like this. Let me see if I can do IPv6 microtik. I will try to set up the network. Okay, because I have only like 4 minutes. I will try to set up the network using this one. Okay, so in the internet connection, we can set up the, like, for example, like this, FDDD 1/64. So I will set up this one. Let me see if I have to do it from Kali Linux here. Let me set up here. This is the server, IP-6 address at FDDD 2/64. Okay. Oh, sorry. Dev device is in P0S3. Okay. Let me see. See, I cannot show you using my mouse. Basically, if you can see the mouse, at the right hand of the mouse, I added F triple D 2 prefix 64 scope global. In the top and bottom, we have FDDC something and FDDC something. At the end, we have FE80. So the other two, FDDC is for unicast, FE80 is for local network. The IP version 4 is 192.168.0.90. Okay, so let me see if I can set up the Kali Linux here. Okay, I will try to set up the Kali Linux network here. Setting, advanced network configuration, config the configuration, IP version 6. I will set up the IP version 6. I will add FDDD 3 64. Because I don't have any connection to the internet using IP version 6, no gateway is set. So basically, all I have to do is setting the IP address and the prefix and save. Save, but I want to see the connection of IP version 4. It's automatic using DHCP. Okay, so IP version 4 is automatic. IP version 6 is set manually. Okay, let me disconnect. Oops, I cannot do it from here. I have to do it from above here. Disconnect and connect. Okay, let me see if config. See, this IP address is 94. I have FDDC FE80. I have several FDDC, one FE80 and FDDD3. Okay, let me ping the other one. Ping FDDD3. It works. Okay. Okay, time out. 8:15. Okay. We will continue next week. So next week I will try to more focus on IP version 6 because it's more dangerous. I have to be honest, it's not that easy, especially if we are trying to configure for the security. Okay, but I will try to give you the basic knowledge on IP version 6, and then hopefully, maybe not next week, the week after next week, we can play around with the security. Also, hopefully, I can play around with OpenVPN as well. Hopefully, it works. I don't know. Okay, let's try. So it's not that easy. Okay, I will stop sharing. Okay, thank you very much. See you next week then. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sir.